YouTube. My name is L. Deity Princey. I am the structural diagnostician. I diagnose the bottlenecks behind high capacity pressure and the hidden patterns that are creating outcomes, even the ones that are undesirable or the ones that people are not aware of. Welcome to my live. Today we're going to be discussing the what's our title? Our title is actually, what did I name this? We are going to be discussing the cost of building someone else's life. Okay, the hidden cost of building someone else's life. And this goes into those hidden patterns that I dissect. The one is your time allocation. Wherever you put your focus on, whatever your attention goes to, that's what will continue to grow. So the example I love to use is like you get asked to join another meeting, you get asked to babysit again, you get asked to run more errands. It may seem on the surface, it may seem like, I can help, right? Someone asks you, hey, can you help me move? That's a process. On the surface, it may seem okay, but this is the cost of building someone else's life. 1 hour compounds. The more you keep giving an hour here, 2 hours here, it turns into 365 hours. 365 days in a year. Time adds up. At that point, you have mastered something. The time that you give other people is the time that you can utilize to master the thing that you want in your life. That's the hidden cost of building someone else's life, someone else's dream. Not everyone is meant to be an extra in someone else's movie. So when you give your attention to people without being allocated, being busy, who gets to benefit off of your busyness? Who benefits off of you being here, being there? When you're allocated, you are now authorizing what you give attention to. Whatever you give attention to, that is what will grow. So, a lot of people have the social script of helping. But once you reach a certain state, see, intellect is something so profound because intellect without a structure is chaos. So, intellect is not necessarily the issue, it's the structure. So, once you reach a certain level and you're like, I want this out of life, but then you have people, this is where distractions come in. Then you have people, you have your employer, even if it's your team, even if you run your own company, startup company, and everyone is relying on you. Everyone is structurally dependent on you showing up, on you making the hard decisions. They can't move until you move. Whatever you focus on is what will grow. That continues to grow. A structural dependency stays that way until you change the actual patterns. This is the cost of building someone else's life. Here's the paradox. You could be giving your time to other people. Again, someone says, hey, come and help me move. That's 5 hours of your time. You could be giving your time to someone else. That time compounds. Thank y'all for joining my live. Appreciate you, hacker. What are you doing right now? What does it look like I'm doing? Hello, Jose. Thank you for joining. Hi, Kaiser. I appreciate you guys. Thank you for coming through. If y'all are still here. Again, the title of this live, we're going to be discussing the hidden cost of building someone else's life through your time, your allocation. So again, going back to someone telling you, hey, can you help me move? That's 5 hours. That compounds. You may think you're giving an hour to someone, and this compounds over time. 365 hours later, you could have mastered something. Even now, put it into your team. I work with founders, I work with small startup businesses. Now, when you're going into your team and your team is constantly needing you, relying on you, whatever you focus on is what will grow. So when your attention is allocated, to being the savior. That's the most simplest term I can use. Anytime you're the one, which would be the stabilizer, anytime you're the one that everyone has to come to, anytime you're the one that has to sign off on decisions, that's a stabilizer. And being the stabilizer is actually a leadership characteristic. But without allocation, when you're not allocated, when someone can just sway your energy this way, pull on your energy to come do this, anytime your labor, your resources, anytime these things are being utilized, this is going to be a continuation. Whatever you focus on is what will grow. So when you are giving your attention to people, places, and things that are not building your own reality, the things you want, your goals, this is a continuation. This is a continuation loop. And you have to look, this is the work I do. I identify the bottlenecks behind high capacity pressure. If you are in this live right now and your life works, if your life is working but you feel tightness, drop a 1, because that is structural. If things are working for you, there's a big difference between being in survival mode and being available. Survival mode is not the area I work in, but sometimes people may overlap the two. Survival mode is just thinking about the now, getting things done. But once you have built a life that you are proud of, once you may have got that position, but now think about it. There are employees who have more time than founders, than someone who start up a business, because they have more allocation, they have more structure, more boundaries around their exchange. But a founder who just started a small company, the company can't move without him. Every decision is, hey, can we do this? Can we do that? And everything sits on standstill. Who has more freedom? The employee has more freedom than the fucking founder. And that's the area I work in. The area I work in is purely identifying the hidden patterns that are continuing the results of your reality. Whatever your results are, you have to actually look and say, again, even if your life works, bills are paid, right? If your bills are paid, if money is not the issue because you're not in survival mode, money only amplifies. Money is an amplifier. It only shows you exactly where your structure is being overcompensated. That's all money does. Money reveals to you where your structure is being overconsumed. Every time you accept, every time you engage, anytime someone can recruit you into their agenda, you're building their reality. That is the hidden cost of building someone else's dream. I need you to watch my kids. I need you to join this meeting. You just joined. You went to 2 meetings this week already. Now here come the manager. Hey, I need you to join another meeting. For what? What is the purpose of this? Now your time, your allocation is going to something that is not even serving you, and probably not even the company, the darn people who come into the meeting. I remember when I worked for corporate America, all these meetings for what? All these meetings, all this back-to-back micromanaging, whatever you focus on is what will continue to grow. And that is the hidden cost of building someone else's dream. Because when you're in their agenda, you have to play by their rules. And this is where allocation comes in. You are the one that's supposed to analyze. You are the one that is supposed to authorize what gets your attention. I don't care if it's the neighbor. Every single day, can you take me to the store? Can you do this for me? You have to think about it. Every hour you spend, it compounds. If you spent 1 hour a week, 1 hour a day in 1 week helping your neighbor, that's 7 hours right there. That is 7 hours that you could have finished your proposal, finished your book, started to put your paperwork in for your nonprofit, whatever the case may be. That is time that compounds. I don't care if it's 30 minutes. You have to get to the point where you're actually asking, how does this benefit me? Someone can easily, someone has the, someone can easily recruit you into their agenda, get you to say yes, get your time and your attention to focus on them. That is the danger. That is the hidden cost of building someone else's life. It may feel small, that 1 hour of you helping the neighbor, that extra meeting they asked you to join, right? It may feel small at first. Someone asking you to move, can you help me move? It may feel so small at first until you're in it and until you actually take a step back and say, what else could I have done with my time? Because your time is finite. Okay? I'm not going to get spiritual with y'all because I'm really not spiritual. But we are infinite beings. We are energy experiencing itself. But you have to remember the game you're playing. You're in a human avatar. Your time is finite. So you want to be the authority from the very beginning until the very end. This is what I will do and this is what I will not do. That's a standard. That is a boundary. No one can now recruit you into their dream. Everyone is not meant to be an extra in someone else's reality. We do need extras. We do need extras, but not everyone. If you're hearing me right now, if you're watching me right now, you are not meant to be recruited into someone else's agenda. You're not meant to build someone else's life. You're not meant to use your resources, your labor, your time, your passion, your charisma. Think about that. The employees you're working for. You can be an employee and have more freedom than a business owner, but if you are working in a system where your time is not respected, where they're overloading you, micromanaging you, you're building their dream. You are just a number to them. You are to be in control over your time. You are to be allocated, not busy. Who benefits off you being busy? I'm so busy. I'm so busy. I'm so booked. Does your calendar control you or do you control your calendar? I have a question for y'all. Big Mac, I have a question. What happens if you take 72 hours and step away? What happens if you disappear for 72 hours? Will things collapse? Will you still receive the same opportunities? Will your connections stay intact? Will everything fall apart? If you step away, if you disappear for 72 hours, will things keep going as they should? That's my question for y'all. Who benefits from your schedule? Can you disappear for 72 hours? What happens? What happens if you disappear for 72 hours? That is my question for y'all. If anyone wants to drop their answer below, don't be shy. Don't be shy. Because you have to remember, everyone has a vision. Okay? Everyone has a vision. Okay? Your employer, your family, your friends, your lover, everyone has a vision. And each time that you give your time, your attention, your awareness without actually evaluating the exchange, anytime you're not looking at the exchange, this is the hidden patterns I identify. There's so many social scripts that will keep people in this rat race of non-authority over your time, because it's a social script of just be nice, just get along, just be kind, just do it. Do a good deed. Guess what? How many good deeds have you done and what did you get? What are your results from that? So my question again, can you disappear for 72 hours? Will you still have the same opportunities? Will people still respect you the same? If you cannot answer that, if you cannot disappear for 72 hours, that means you have become the infrastructure. You are the infrastructure and not the one that is the operator. You are the infrastructure, the system. If you cannot step away for 72 hours, that says a lot about where your time is allocated. Are you allocated or are you busy? People think busy is a badge, but who really benefits? Who is benefiting from you being busy? When someone constantly is requesting things from you, who benefits from that? Because 1 hour may seem small, but it compounds. Okay, thank you for liking the live. I appreciate you. 1 hour may seem small, but it's not. Let me charge my phone really fast. Give me 1 second. Okay. So y'all shy, huh? Are y'all shy? I see y'all coming in and out. I want to know from somebody in this audience, can you disappear for 72 hours? What happens? What happens if you disappear for 72 hours? Will your system stay the same? Will you continue to have the same opportunities, or will things fall apart? Will people still respect you the same, or will they feel entitled to, well, you were supposed to do this, you were supposed to do that. Even your team, if you cannot walk away from your team, you have built a structural dependency. If they can't move without you, they are reliant on you. Competence breeds dependency. Okay, the more competent you are, if you're not allocated with your competence, it's going to breed dependency because you teach the environment to rely on you. You're teaching the environment that when I show up, I will solve everything. You don't allow the systems to self reorganize. So can you disappear for 72 hours and will things still cooperate and work the same? Or will they fall apart? Will you lose out on things? That question reveals a lot. And that is the work that I do. I am the structural diagnostician, LDSC Princey. I reveal the hidden patterns, the bottlenecks behind high capacity pressure, and the results that are being created. If you are not able to just again, if your life works but you feel tight, that tightness is due to something showing you that this could move a lot smoother. Anytime you're feeling a pressure, anytime you're having any type of doubt or feeling like something could just go a little differently, but here's where high capacity comes into play. A lot of high capacity individuals feel like I shouldn't complain. I have everything. My life is great. So therefore, anything that I feel, I should just be grateful for it. But that's not true. That just means you're meant for a higher level. It's levels to this shit. It's levels and degrees. And when you make it out of survival mode, there's a whole new level. And it can be very fun. See, life can be filled with so much joy and fun when you are allocated, when you are the authority, when you are authorizing every input and every output. That means that you've created a system that works without you having to always show up, without you having to always be the laborer, the one that's always putting out, monitoring, stabilizing. And if you check out my community page, there's a question that I asked on there. The best response will get a free copy of my new ebook, The Pressure of Being the Stabilizer. So best comment on that, you get that book. But I also am the author of Monetize a Mind That's Colonized. That's my first work. Well, I have a few books, but that Monetize a Mind That's Colonized is really the structure of the area that I work in. Decolonizing the mindset, recognizing the patterns that keep people living not their full potential. Money is only a amplifier of the hidden dependencies, hidden patterns. Money only amplifies it. Survival mode is a whole different beast. That's an area I don't work in. I used to work in that area, so I can see how things can kind of seem like it's a mirror. But survival mode is strictly coming from a lack, and I got to get it. But once you get past that, once you see your potential, once you actually a witness of what you've built, once you can feel it, taste it, once you're getting actual fruits, once you build a foundation and you're actually eating from the seeds and it's producing the fruits that you created, that you built, that you worked on, your mindset shifts. It shifts, and there's many different shifts. Going back to, again, being the stabilizer. Many people may think that because I made it, I'm obligated. But that is the cost of building someone else's dream. Just because you think you made it, you have more to go. Because look at the results you have shown yourself. Look at how amazing you are. Why stop now and give your time to others? What you focus on is what will grow. I don't care if it's an hour here, it's just a few seconds. I can help this person. A few seconds, a few minutes, that turns into hours, that turns into days, that turns into weeks. It takes roughly 10,000 hours to master something. So if you put all these things into perspective, and the more that you keep showing up, even for family systems, the more that you keep exhausting your own energy to be of service, to listen and follow the rules. You have to create your own rules when it comes to your time, your focus, your awareness. You have to create your own rules. You have to be allocated, because if you're not, then that is the hidden cost of building someone else's dream. Have you ever heard that saying, if you don't know where you're going, someone's going to tell you where you're going? That's the same thing with your time. If you don't have control over your time, if you are not allocated, someone else can easily pull you. If today you had a schedule and you said, today I'm going to work for 2 hours, make my money, go to the gym, I'm going to meal prep or go get me some good food, do a little shopping, and now here's someone coming with their vision. Remember, everyone has their own vision. Your employer, your family, your partner, your friends. So if you had a schedule and you're easily recruited into someone else's agenda, now what about the things that you had to do today? What about your goals? What about you going to that gym? What about you going shopping to get yourself that cute top, that cute dress, okay, that cute hat? I don't care what it is. You have to be allocated with your time, because if someone can easily get you to come over here with me, you're building their dream. Whatever you focus on is what will grow. So when someone can recruit you into their agenda, now you're building someone else's dream. That is the hidden cost. The hidden cost of someone saying, I only need an hour from you. Okay, you only need an hour from me this week. Next week, you need another hour. Okay, 1 hour a week, that's 4 hours a month. That's 4 hours. 4 hour time is very precious. Time is finite. If you are a high capacity person, which I know you are, that's why you're here right now. I only attract high capacity individuals. You are either a founder or you're on your way to that state. Either way, you're gaining your experiences, you're doing the things you have to do. And because of that, you are meant for something higher. If there's a hierarchy, there is a hierarchy to awareness. And once you have the awareness that I'm supposed to be allocated with my time, I'm not busy. Who benefits off of you being busy? Because everyone has their own vision. And if someone can easily get you to make an errand for me, come to this meeting, watch my kids, do these things for me, you are building their dream. Everyone wants to know what's in it for me. What is in it for me? What can I get? That's human nature. Anyone who tells you otherwise, just be kind, just be nice, that serves their agenda. Your kindness, your availability, your eagerness and willingness to help, that serves someone else. Or even again, you being the reliant one for a team, for if you're leading something, if you are the one that everyone relies on, you're still serving their agenda, because guess what? They don't have to self correct. They don't have to self correct because you're going to do that for them. The team doesn't have to cross all their T's and dot all their I's because you are going to do that for them. So I don't have to. I get to preserve my own bandwidth while you exert your own. So that is the polarity with being the reliant one, being the stabilizer, being the one that's always available. Can you disappear for 72 hours? If you disappear for 72 hours, what happens? Excuse me. What will happen if you disappear for 72 hours? Will things still run smooth? Will you still have the same exact opportunities? Because you have to remember that everyone is recruiting you. Everyone is recruiting you. Everyone has their own vision. Okay? And every time you commit, when you commit, you're being recruited. If you commit and you say sure, if someone says, every day after school, can you drop my son off when you pick yours up? That's a commitment, and you've just been recruited into their dream. You have to look at things like that. Human social scripts will, again, make you feel like just be of service, just help. But at some point, you have to look at the life that you're building. You have to look at what you're creating. Is that serving me? Am I here to serve myself, or am I here to serve a social script? Am I here to serve someone else's dream, or am I here to build my own? And if we can coagulate, that's my law, the coagulation law. I wrote about that in Monetize a Mind That's Colonized. Watch Prosperity Unwind. The link is in my bio. I am the founder of the coagulation law. If someone can persuade you into helping them, you have now taken from your own goals. But if you two can coagulate together, if this is benefiting both of us, you have to look at the exchange. If we're both benefiting from this, sure, great, of course, if I choose to. But you have to see and say, how does this help me? Because you have to remember, every commitment is recruiting you. A job recruits you, a relationship recruits you. Okay, social media recruits you. Even with social media, post all these times a day. I'm allocated. I am allocated. I'm not busy. I'm not posting up all day 5 times. I'm actually living life. I'm actually living my life and enjoying my life. So you have to think, what does this serve? What is this serving me? You have to always ask, what's in it for me? What's in it for me? The question isn't rather you're recruited, it's rather you chose the recruitment. That goes back to coagulating. Do I choose to do this? I get to choose. That is the highest form of power. Your choice is the highest form of power. Again, money only amplifies the structure. Once you come out of survival mode and money is no longer an issue for you, you now have power of choice. Before, this is why I don't work in the area of survival mode. If you're feeling emotionally volatile, if your life is not working, this will not make sense for you. But someone who's living a life where it works, you have, congratulations, you have graduated from having to do what you have to do to make it, to survive. Survival mode. Thriver mode is now I choose. I choose where my time goes. I choose what I get recruited into because I get to ask, what's in it for me? How does this serve me? This relationship, right? You get to choose if this partner is serving you, vice versa. Every commitment that you make is a recruitment. And if you are not being the authority over it, that's when some people start to feel like, oh, someone took advantage of me. I got less. But the more that you become allocated, the more that you have that control over your time, over your resources, over your energy, over your opportunities, over the experiences that you have in general. The more that you take charge and take control over where you give your attention to. People love to just say doom scrolling. People talk about the surface level. But every time you say yes to helping a neighbor, to watching someone's child, to joining another meeting, every time, Preppery, hi Preppery Skincare, thank you for joining. Every time you say yes, you are being recruited into someone else's dream. You are building someone else's dream. I said hi, Preppery Skincare. Thank you for joining, my love. Appreciate you. Every time you say yes, you are building someone else's dream. Can you sing? I have some spoken words. You can check it out on my page. I do spoken words. So, but the live today, what we're discussing today is the hidden cost of building someone else's dream. When you build someone else's dream, what about your dream? When you lay down at night, you have goals. Every time you spend an hour helping someone else, you could have did a lot with that hour. Within an hour, you could have, listen, you could have lost 500 calories. Like, it's so many, you have to think like that. My 60 minutes, I can run around my complex for 60 minutes and lose some water weight, add to my fitness goals. Every hour, every minute counts. Yes, time is finite when you're building something. This is for those who are extraordinary. That's the whole game of this life. You're going to have people who are okay with what they're given. They're okay with serving and helping. It's nothing wrong with that. But you're going to have people who are meant to create something that's so extraordinary. And in order to be extraordinary, you have to be allocated. You have to be in control. In order to create something that you want to leave behind, your legacy, whatever highest of the highest dream you have, and I know you do, that's why you're here with me. Whatever pulls you, you have to be allocated. You cannot allow someone to recruit you into their dream. You have to know your dream is more important than anyone else's. If we're not in alignment, if it doesn't benefit us both, hey, sorry, baby. I can't. The answer is no. The answer is no, I'm not coming to another meeting. The answer is no, I cannot watch your kids for you. The answer is no, I can't help you move. Because time compounds. Whatever you give your attention to is what will grow. Every time you are attentive to helping someone else, you are taking away from the attention you require to build what it is that you're creating. We're all here creating. You're helping someone else's creation. Every time yes, I'll help you. Can you talk about no, I cannot talk about anything else, my love. You can leave the live, okay? I will not talk about anything else, but you are free to leave. So the live, again, this live is strictly revealing the hidden patterns of building someone else's dream. That's what this live is about. If that resonates with you, great. If not, that's okay. I do appreciate everyone for joining, all the likes, all the comments. Thank you. Thank you so much. So, attention comes before money. Attention comes before money. Most people are chasing money. Goes back again to survival mode. Survival mode is chase. Survival mode is I need. But attention decides what you learn, who you think about, what you improve, what grows. Where attention goes, structure follows. You have to always remember that. Your attention, what you learn. So if you're being recruited into someone else's game, that time you could have learned a new skill. That 5 hours a week that you're given to busyness, to being of service, to doing extra work, your company said, "Hey, can you stay some overtime? We're short staffed. We really need help." Whose fault is that? Especially if you are building something for yourself. If you know you're building something for yourself and you know I'm using this as a stepping stone, this job, this employer, this opportunity is a mutual benefit because I'm gaining something, they're gaining something, but you have to know when the line gets overstepped. Now you're asking me to do extra. That doesn't align with my dream. If I'm off at 5 o'clock, I got things to do. Me staying till 6, that extra hour, I could have literally finished my whole business plan. You have to remember, everyone has their own vision. Your employer, your family members, your relationships, your friends, everyone has their own vision. So if they can recruit you and you're not saying, you know what, I actually want this. I want to be recruited because I'm recruiting you too. You're recruiting me into your dream. I'm recruiting you into my dream. That is coagulation. We both are benefiting. But if it's just me coming, me doing extra work, at that point, you are building someone else's dream. What about your dream? What's in it for you? If you take anything from this live, I want you, you are gorgeous. I appreciate you, my love. Said hi. Thank you, King. I appreciate everyone. Thank you, my love. You have to ask yourself, is this giving me what I want? Because the social script will tell you to just follow the rules. This is why you have to be allocated. The social script is be busy. Be busy. Carry so much on you. I got to do everything. Yeah, I'm a tussle and bustle. Yep. I'm going to do all this extra paperwork. I'm going to watch your kids for you. Yep. I'm going to, run these errands for you, do all these things for you. And again, that time compounds. Time compounds. You could have learned something new. You could have had a different thought. You're now being recruited into someone else's agenda when that time you could have been in a different plane, a different energetic field, and had new thoughts. Because now we're getting into the physiology of things. Your body is always going to enhance your life by how you feeling. So if you know you're feeling like, oh, I'm a little tired, I really don't want to, but the social script of loyalty, the social script of going back to founders, there are founders who are overworked more than employees because they've built reliance. They built a system where everything needs them. That's still coming. Reliance is still coming from survival mode. It's just the cousin of it. Now it's, I have to show up. I have this business. I have to make sure things run smoothly. That is a little bit of rigidness. If you don't trust your team, if you don't trust other people to self-correct, because the minute you tell somebody no, see how fast they find what they was looking for. See how fast they find a new pathway. The minute you say no, start saying no, you will see people will self-correct, self-reorganize. So you have to be allocated with your time. You have to be allocated, not busy, allocation, being in control, knowing what is the inputs and the outputs. That is basically, what's the word I'm looking for? Quality control. Like how businesses have quality control, you literally have to have quality control of your system, of your operation. You want to have quality control within your operation because you're an operator. You are the one that's experiencing this. So why not experience your life to the highest degree? Why take what's given? Why take the crumbs or the beliefs that were passed down? You can create your own beliefs. That's how free you are. That is the ultimate freedom, is to be allocated, self-authorized. Self-authorized. Yes, no, maybe so. There is no maybe. It's yes or no. Yes, I want to do it, or no, I don't. Yes or no. You don't need no explanations. Okay, you don't have to feel guilty. You have people around you who are not doing their job. You got to go. You have to go. You don't have to feel bad about it because you're building something that requires you to be authority. Whatever you're building, whoever I'm speaking to, because that's who's here right now. I'm speaking to the founders, to the creatives. Even if you are an employee, but you're either using that to get to your next level, or you enjoy it. And that's okay too. If you enjoy it because you have rules, you have respect, you have built a system that works for you. There are employees who are more free than business owners, small startup founders, because they're running around with their heads cut off just because they make a couple million a year, but they don't even have the actual things to show for it because they have so much debt. Okay, it's not, they don't have liquid funds, but you have an employee who may be making 100K a year, but they have their time to themselves. They choose their schedule. They're in full control. They're not being swayed here. And I'm busy. I have to do all these different things. So, hi again. Preppy Skincare. What are you doing? Preppy Skincare. So, you guys, I appreciate you all for joining. Let me end on this note. Okay, so I want you to remember your future isn't hidden inside your goals. It's hidden inside your repeated allocation. Every day you're voting. Every day you're voting. Not with your words, with your attention. Whatever you focus on grows. It's up to you to be allocated. Your allocation of your time will reveal what you are building and what you leave behind. That's a bar. Thank y'all for joining. I will be back again Thursday around this time. So Thursdays, maybe anywhere between 9 and 10. I think I got on at 10. So I'll probably do 9 Thursday. Thank y'all again for joining. I will post this so you can rewatch it. Check out the link in my bio. My book, Monetize a Mind That's Colonized, Watch Prosperity Unwind. If you purchase that, you do still get a free copy of my new ebook. So, but you have to email there's an email address inside the book, email stabilizer. Monetize a Mind That's Colonized, Watch Prosperity Unwind. I do have a 11-point structural calibration that will also show you exactly where your system is overcompensating. So check that out. It literally takes 5 minutes to complete. Thank you for joining, and I will be back. Have a beautiful